everyone! I have been reading a lot in the last couple of months, and every time I come to the end of a novel, I have this agonizing choice of what to read next. I have a lot of books. I also live with my sister, who has a massive amount of books, and my parents live nearby, and my mother has a huge library of books. So it's not that there's a lack of options, it's just deciding what to do next. And I figured other people might also have this issue, so I thought I'd help you all out a little bit and give you a small little list of books that I love and I think other people will enjoy. So if you're having trouble deciding what to read, pick one of these books. The first book I want to highlight is called Zero World. This is very sci-fi and futuristic, lots of science, lots of other worlds, lots of aliens and stuff, but it's also like a spy novel as well. It's just really, really fun to read. I had a blast. One downside for me personally with this book is that there was a ton of language. I did in fact read this book with a pen in hand, so I could, I don't know if you can see this, but I was marking out all of the words that I found inappropriate as I read it. Because I loved this book, and I definitely have it in the category of like, read this again books. So I wanted to read it again, but the next time I read it I don't want to have all of that nonsense, so it's all blacked out. But aside from that, it was a fantastic book. I loved it. If you're into any sort of like crime fighting or police mysteries, things of that sort, suspense novels, you definitely need to read D. Henderson. Any and all of D. Henderson. This is Undetected by D. Henderson, but I would recommend any of her books. The O'Malley series, any of them. Just read them all. These are gripping, page-turning, cannot put it down, have to read until 3 a.m. books. All of them. Every book of hers that I've ever read. They're amazing. I would recommend any and all of them. Just find D. Henderson and read them. Departure by A.G. Riddle. It is another sci-fi, futuristic sort of novel. It also incorporates time travel and things. This was really fun, also very suspenseful. I enjoyed this a lot. If you like some more old-fashioned writing and not just historical writing from a modern author, but like historical writing from history. This is North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. It is one of my all-time favorite novels. It's amazing. It's this great love story set in the Industrial Revolution era, and it's just spectacular. I loved it. I find absolutely nothing wrong with this book. Along those same lines, Emma with Jane Austen. I'd actually recommend any and all of Jane Austen works. I love them. This is just the one I happened to pick up. And still with the old-fashioned novels, Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. This is one of my all-time favorite novels. I reread this like every 6 months. I can't get enough of it. It is my favorite story ever. I love this book. So you should just all read it and appreciate it and love it as well. Chronicles of Narnia. Technically children's books, but let's be real. You can't go wrong with Narnia. I'm going to have a little shameless self-plug here. If you're looking for great futuristic dystopian type stories, you could read my Finding Hope series. I think they're spectacular. I also really, really love the Harry Potter series. I don't own those books, so I can't show you, be like, read these, like I did with the other stack of books, but yes. J.K. Rowling is amazing. Another author I really love is Ted Dekker. His books are gripping. He's another one of those authors where you just can't put it down. You just read and read and read, and then you finish the book and it's 4 o'clock in the morning, but that's okay. It's totally worth it. I don't know why I'm holding this bookmark. I had it in Zero World, so I could mark one of the pages where I blacked out language, and then it's just been sitting in my lap, and I picked it up and couldn't stop playing with it. It's very distracting. Also, if you are into historical fiction, like modern authors writing historical fiction, not the other historical stuff that I like, I would recommend I Am Mercy by Mandy Lynn. She's another self-published author. You can find her on YouTube. I'll put a link in the description. Yeah, I really loved this book. It was a fascinating read. Those are a few of the books that I've read in the past, or consistently read often. They're all spectacular and amazing, and I love them. And if you're looking for something to read and you don't know what to read, those are some options. We link in the description where you can find my website. It has my Robin Hood series, my dystopian trilogy. The third and final novel in that dystopian trilogy, Queen of Caradale, will be published in December. It's being edited. There'll also be a link to Andy Lynch's channel if you want to go check that out. She's awesome. Go read!